Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Halti Martin, where we talk about how to raise funding and invest in startups and the time it takes to drink an espresso. If you have a question about startup funding or investing, please go to the website, startupfundingespresso.com, and type in your question into the chat bot in the lower right corner to receive an answer. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Halti Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot of startup funding and investing. Toxic employees can have a detrimental impact on your employees, company culture, reputation, and revenue. It can be easier to find a new employee than to change an existing one. If behavior change doesn't work, then one must replace the toxic employee. Here are the steps to making the change. Determine when you should let the employee go. You can either hire the replacement first and then let the employee go, or fire the employee first and hire the new employee later. In many cases, it's important to remove the toxicity as soon as possible. Keep the employee change quiet and within a small circle of those who need to know. It's not required that everyone has a going away party. Be careful with public postings for the position and consider hiring from within. Interview candidates in a discreet manner so it's not clear to everyone that people are being interviewed. Discuss with the toxic employee and indicate it's time to separate. If you don't already have an employee policy procedure for employee departures, then now is a good time to create one for all employee separations. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start listening to today. Halti Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinion of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon as a basis for investment decisions.